Today on Suncoast View, bringing people downtown. Which events should Sarasota do and which ones should they dump? We'll discuss.
Rainy season means mosquito season. Today we'll learn what plants to pick to keep the pest away.
And a well-known Hollywood director handpicks Sarasota and Wrigley for his latest film. We'll share details. All that and more right now on Suncoast View. Welcome to the show, and welcome to our friend Will Luera and Joey Panic sitting in today as well.
Hey.
Great to see you.
Thank you very much. Very excited to be here.
I'm
you're here.
shocked that you're here and thrilled you're here because you are on the edge of one of the biggest weekends of the year for you. Tell us about what's coming up.
This is like my Christmas. I've been looking forward to this. I look forward to it every single year. So it's for the next 3 days, we're going to have 23 different ensembles from all over the country and abroad as well. We have a group in from Mexico.
There's all the performers' name badges.
Yep, there's all the badges.
A small percentage of the performers.
This is the Sarasota Improv Festival. It is one of Will's babies when everybody comes to town from all across the world, and we're going to preview some more about that coming up. But I so appreciate you making the time to stop by here and have a little fun with us. This is like your pre-show warm-up,
I mean,
right?
this is definitely improv, so it's like getting me ready for the weekend.
It's funny, earlier today I got a text from Will that was like, what about this? Business, business, business. Then he said, good morning. So I could tell he's been working nonstop. The emails to all the improv performers have been late at night, first thing in the morning. So he'll crash after the weekend.
Yes, I'm sure. Well, we're gonna get you going early, and you're right. This is improv here pretty much every day. So I would have never thought I was skilled at that, but with you here, now you know it's gonna go great. So that's good. Well, we have a new face in the kitchen today. I want to welcome pastry chef Antoine from C'est La Vie.
Hi.
Bonjour.
Bonjour. How you doing?
Tell us what we are making today in English first.
Of course, we're gonna make some pistachio macaron, and we're gonna make a ganache, the macaronade, and the French meringue, and I'm gonna show you everything.
Okay, that is wonderful. And the macaroons are absolutely gorgeous. So anything we can replicate like that, we appreciate. C'est La Vie, of course, has several locations, amazing breads, pastries, and a pastry chef that we look forward to working with.
Je m'appelle Joseph, and that is the extent of what I remember from 3 years of high school.
Do you know what he
French.
said?
No.
My name is Joseph.
Yes.
Yes. So
Yes.
maybe we'll get some French phrases there. And Will brought Spanish-speaking improv troops, so we are very trilingual today on our show. Well, Beth would be speaking English.
I only speak English, and I barely do that.
Maybe your Jamaican accent can come out over the course of the hour, so then we can really kind of expand.
Then we'll scare all our viewers.
All right, it is time for our first hot topic. And will the roar of thousands of motorcycles return to downtown Sarasota? Two city commissioners reopened the discussion about Thunder by the Bay this week. The event moved to Lakewood Ranch last year after years in downtown Sarasota. Downtown merchants reportedly complained about the event. However, the city never formally prohibited Thunder by the Bay, and now some are wondering if it did actually bring good business downtown. All of this then brought up a discussion about the city's special event support, including the Downtown Holiday Parade and the Sarasota Powerboat Grand Prix Block Party. How do you think the city should pick? What's good for the city? What's not good for the city? People are people, they all spend money, right?
That's tough. You don't want to cherry pick because, you know, you can never really track how good it is for the downtown unless you look much longer after the event. Someone could come to Thunder by the Bay or the Holiday Parade, maybe not spend any money at that trip, but
then come back.
Something's on their radar. Ooh, I'd like to go back to that little boutique or that restaurant. So it's very hard to track. I don't know how you would do it.
I don't think that they should be handpicking. I think they should just set a set amount of rules and say, okay, if you meet these requirements by these times, you can have an event. If it's the size of the event, the noise, or whatever it is, they need to pick requirements that everyone across the board can then apply for.
I'm not a motorcycle guy, but I appreciated that it was in downtown. I appreciated the variety of different events and festivals that I could attend. And I was able to see some motorcycle chaps and jackets and stuff like that that I would never have seen before. So I appreciated the variety, and I hope it does come back.
I thought we sent a bad message by complaining about it. You know, I mean,
but it wasn't everyone complaining. I think that just the ones that were just had a louder voice.
too much voice.
And then you have Lakewood Ranch and Bradenton, though, that are saying, oh, come here, come have your event here. So it is, and you know, like to add to Will's point, I may not be a motorcycle guy. I have enjoyed going to Thunder by the Bay, but the more events that we have that have a large attendance, the better it is for future events, because we start to figure out, ooh, maybe we shouldn't block off that road, but we could do that one. So what do they say? The tide rises all ships? I think that's true in these days.
And I think that's the thing. I think instead of saying, how can we adjust and make it better, they just say, okay, let's get rid of it. And it's always overcorrecting, I think, of a lot of situations. And I think for downtown businesses, if you talk to many of the owners, they say they're struggling. You know, the restaurants are doing well, but at this time of year, things slow down, and they need to continue to thrive, not just on, you know, peak times of season, you know? So they're like, what can we do to attract things to the area?
Right.
So and I think Bobette's right. Set the regulations. If you can, you know, follow them, then you're welcome here. So we all claim that age is just a number, but you are actually only as old as you feel. But at what point are you too old to go clubbing? And yes, I thought of you. Are you too old to go clubbing? Well, there's a study, of course. It says age 37 is when most people hang up the dancing shoes.
What am I supposed to do?
Well, listen to this. At age 31, apparently people begin to prefer a night in rather than a night on the town. And the reasons are interesting. 29% say they can't deal with the next day hangover. 22% can't be bothered to get dressed up. That's not Bobette. And 12% say it's just too hard to get a sitter. But what really cracked me up when I read the study was that the overwhelming percentage said there is nothing more embarrassing than 40 and 50-year-olds trying to be clubbing.
You don't want to stay too long at the party.
I mean, I get away with it because I look so much younger than my
I agree with that.
But I have seen people in the club, I'm like, yeah, you really should go home to your Yeah, this may not
All
be
right,
a
I'm going to
place for
stick you right on the spot. You going to say that if you see me out clubbing?
No, you don't look like a mom. You don't look like a soccer mom when you're all dressed up.
She just called me a soccer mom, and that's okay.
I mean, but she does it.
But have you noticed that there are shifts when you go out to the club? Like if you go out on Siesta Key from like 7 to 9:30, it's a different demographic.
Yes.
And then they kind of all go home, maybe relieve
That would
the
be me
sitter.
and my soccer mom friends are out.
And then the
All right.
next group comes about 9:30 to 10, and then they stay till about 1. So, you know.
And then that's when I come.
Bobette's going to defy that age study.
I'll
just
tell
for
you though,
record.
this weekend we went out for a friend's birthday, and we fell into a nice opportunity to have a VIP bottle service. Sunday, I was not useful in the least. Not in the least. So that percentage that doesn't want to deal with the hangover, I feel you.
Because it gets harder as you get older.
Yeah,
So
it
we
gets
will-
longer.
we will all
A
attest.
secret trick, Dramamine.
Oh.
Okay, we're not spending
I don't know if
hangover
I should
cruise
know
here.
that.
Yes, exactly. All right, well, being inclusive is in style, and that will be the focus of this season's Project Runway. For the first time, the Lifetime reality show is using models with a range of body types. Designers will have to create looks for people ranging from size 0 to size 22 as the show celebrates body diversity. The point is, it takes skill to make a stunning creation for any size. What do you think?
I agree with that. You know, a lot of times they use the smaller croquis because it's easier. Less fabric, less this, less that, less details. Now, if you're going to really say you're a good designer, you should be able to make something for everybody.
I love that thought because at 5'2", no one has ever designed anything that fits well on me. You know, I mean, long and lean is the fashion thing. That's right, Will, you're right there with me. So I mean, to make somebody look phenomenal no matter what their figure, tall, short, thick, thin.
But here's what I think, and I think this is awesome. I love the inclusion for the models, but I hope the judges get on board pretty quickly because they're used to judging for that very, very tall, very thin model, and they're going to have to change their aesthetic for something that's more realistic. So
Yeah.
I hope that designers don't get punished because they might get a model who is a different size.
Yeah. So instead of looking at the model, look at the actual design.
Yeah,
I hope
and
so.
what they had to do to overcome, maybe to make someone look taller or not, you know, whatever it is.
All right, well, that season starts in August. Popularity on YouTube is what it's all about these days, but sometimes it seems to take a while. Here is the new most viewed ever YouTube video, and it may surprise you. Let's take a look.
It's been a long day without you, my friend, and I'll tell you all about it when I see you again.
Most of us saw this a couple years ago. It's See You Again with Wiz Khalifa and Charlie Puth. But it debuted over 2 years ago for a Fast and Furious film. It just now became the most viewed YouTube video ever. Personally, I don't really get it because it's not even all that exciting, although I guess if you like car
like
chases.
that song.
It used to be Gangnam Style, of
That I
course.
understood.
That,
That
yes,
was a
we all
fun video.
understand that one. And Justin Bieber's Sorry is now number 3. But why this all of a sudden came in, I don't know.
Yeah, it is it's odd that it topped the list. Gangnam Style was such a pop culture,
Phenomenon.
yes,
It's weird.
that makes a little more sense. What is amazing to me, and I will confess that before my television career, I was an avid YouTuber, and I was trying very hard to get, to break into being one of the elite. And I produced videos every week. It was kids playing video games and just recording their screen and their audio that started to beat me. And that's when I said, I can't play this game. Like, I can't compete on that level.
Well, and 2 years later, when something else becomes popular, nobody knows the algorithm of how this works.
See, but the thing is, like, I think a lot of the Fast and Furious movies help to push that.
I'm sure.
So, and then that's one of the last videos you have of, I can't remember his name, the actor, because he passed.
that's
Right,
Paul
'cause he passed.
Walker.
And don't forget, too,
That's
that
true.
the overseas market gets movies on a much different time scale than we do. If that
That's
suddenly
true.
became popular in India or China.
It says a lot as
You know.
a songwriter that if you can get placement in a movie or a television series or something, then that's
Yeah.
going to pay off down the road, just like a festival downtown.
Yeah, and it all comes back around. All right,
Very
quiz
nice,
time.
very nice.
What do you wear on your feet for exercise? What do you call those?
Shoes.
Well, okay.
Sneakers.
Gym shoes.
Sneakers, I'm sneakers.
Sneakers?
Gym shoes?
Gym shoes. Okay, so tennis shoes or sneakers is the question that most people were asked. And look at the way it divides up. Most of the country does not use the word sneakers, me included. I thought Joey was like an old man. I'm like, who calls them sneakers? But what you say depends on where you're from.
Oh.
Gym shoes, tennis shoes, sneakers, or
Kicks.
running shoes. Kicks means you're from another country.
Kicks, I
No,
like that.
kicks are sneakers.
Yeah, like your pumped up kicks.
I don't know kicks either. All right, here's another one. Lightning bug or firefly?
Lightning bug.
Firefly.
Firefly.
Lightning bug to me. Where were you born, Will?
Chicago.
Oh,
Chicago,
okay.
Chicago connection.
Pop or soda?
Oh, pop.
Soda?
Pop. Oh, see, Will and I are both from the Midwest.
Oh, no, we are a soda. Soda.
Yes, soda.
Yeah,
Oh.
very interesting. There's the other one, garage sale or yard sale. For me, it's a garage sale.
Garage.
Garage.
It doesn't even matter if you have one, but it's a garage sale.
Yeah. What
Yeah.
about you, Babeth?
I don't know. I think yard sale.
A yard sale.
Even if you have it in your garage?
But you wouldn't put it in the garage, would you? Don't you put it out in the yard so they can come and see it?
I think our thought was always like you cleaned out your garage,
So
Right,
it was
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, but it is never ceases to interest me that where you are born has so much determination
Right.
in
And
what
what
you
you
refer
say.
to things. And I forgot that Will's a Midwesterner.
The
so that's
soda
nice.
one makes me laugh because what do you say, pop?
Pop.
I say soda. Does Linda say Coke?
Linda says Coke.
No
yes,
matter
from
what it is.
Atlanta.
If it's a
Yeah.
Sprite.
Atlanta, everyone from
Well,
Atlanta.
that's when
That's
they,
right.
the company used to be there that they made
that's
it.
true.
So
Well, and that's just good branding if you call everything Coke. So you can't. Hey, well, we don't criticize anyone that is a successful marketer. That's for sure. All right, so J-Rod is officially a thing. That is the couple that is A-Rod, as in Alex Rodriguez, and J-Lo, as in Jennifer Lopez.
Okay.
So they have now been cited out and about, and you know how we like to combine. To me, just the name J-Rod is hysterical. This is actually from Miami over the weekend. She is all dressed down in sports mode. Sources say she loves sports. She was one of the guys hanging out with the baseball players over the weekend. Miami, of course, the site of the All-Star game this year. And what a different image for her.
yeah.
Kind of fun.
Yeah.
I like the not glamorous, just low-key kind of.
I have more respect for her as time goes on because I always would like kind of pigeonhole her as, oh, she's a singer, she's an actress, she's an MTV video. But I really like her, and she's had some long-lasting power, and I like that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
And I
never
like-
thought she was talented.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I think she's a horrible singer.
Oh.
I
But
liked
then
her in
again-
the movie.
but I'm a
what was the
horrible
movie
singer.
where she was the maid? Maid in
Made in
Made in
Manhattan.
Manhattan?
Yes, I think
Yes,
that's
Made in
right.
Manhattan.
Yeah.
And the wedding
No.
planner when she had a little IFB, I thought she's a
Yeah.
great
When she was Selena.
I liked her and Selena.
Yeah.
that was
was one.
like 15 years
Yeah.
ago. maybe.
But since then, I don't know. She hasn't done it for me.
But I like them combining their names though. You know what we've had
Bennifer. Right.
Some of our friends call us Joe Jerry. My friend Joe Jerry. Combined
That's very
with one.
funny.
That's hilarious.
So, well, you know what? Hanging with the boys, liking baseball, always good to have a different image.
That's true, too.
All right, we're going to check out our happy hour forecast. And when we come back, we don't know what's going to happen because it's improv time. Stay with us.
Good afternoon. I'm Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan. Not much rain out there today. That's the story. As a result of this tropical wave, we were expecting a little bit more activity, but cloud cover from yesterday's storms really limited the heating of the day, and so there's not as much energy here for that tropical wave. There's still a chance we'll see some showers and storms developing through the evening and into the early morning hours. But right now, all the activity that I see basically offshore of Anna Maria Island, and skies are partly cloudy to mostly sunny, 90 on the temperature, dew point 73. An east to southeast wind that was strong today, and that kept that sea breeze well offshore, and that's another reason why we haven't seen the shower activity and storms that we normally see this time of year. Well, temperatures around the area not showing up right now, but they're generally into the upper 80s to low 90s as a result of lack of rainfall. And you can see the cloud cover yesterday was around quite thick at times, but now the bigger storms are well to the north, and that tropical wave continues to move off toward the west. We'll have more in our weather forecast coming up at 5. See you then.
The 9th annual Sarasota Improv Festival is about to begin at Florida Studio Theater. It is 3 days of nonstop comedy, and it draws improv troupes from all over the world. Here to give us a preview is FST Director of Improv, Will Luera. And I'm going to ask you to introduce our visitors because my Spanish stinks.
Well, this is Juan Carlos Garcia and Daniel Garcia. They're both actors with the group Complot Escena from Mexico City. So yeah, I know.
That's crazy.
So for the 3rd year in a row, we have brought in international groups as part of the festival. So 3 years ago, we brought in a group from Spain and someone from Argentina. Last year, it was Colombia and Canada. This year, it's Mexico.
Oh, wow.
It's really exciting. It says a lot about the festival, too.
Yeah, and how do you find out about awesome improv groups all across the world?
So part of my job as the director of improvisation is also to teach around the world. And so when I go to these other locations, other festivals, I meet wonderful artists. And when I see them on
invite them.
and then I invite them. I'm like, I want you at my festival because I think you're great. And these guys put on an awesome show. And the great thing about what they're doing at our festival, for the first time, our international guests will be doing 2 shows. And these guys will be doing 1 show in Spanish on Friday night and then another show in English on Saturday night. So you get to see them, same ensemble perform in 2 different languages.
All right, well, let me ask our guests, how does improv sort of transcend any language or cultural barriers? Like, is the same stuff funny everywhere?
Well, I think that basically because the foundation of improv is playing and being like a child, is the barriers are gone.
Yeah.
Because everyone has an inner child that wants to explore that part.
Okay.
So, and I think the thing that changes is the comedy and the stories that we all tell, but we are kids in every part of it.
I love grown men admitting that they're really children at heart. So you're right. That works for absolutely
I have
all
kind
of
of a
us.
silly question. If the audiences come to see their English-speaking show, your English-speaking show, and really enjoy it but don't speak Spanish, would we still appreciate and enjoy your Spanish show?
Yes, I think we speak English, but it's not our first language. It's difficult for us too. But the people are seeing us in trouble, and we are we're trying to solve that, and that is funny too because it's not our first language, so it's difficult for us. But we enjoy, like Daniel said, that we are playing, and we try to bring our jokes to you, no?
Oh, okay.
Oh, yes.
So yeah, well, one thing I've noticed about international groups, Latin America, Europe, Asia, is that they tend to be very physical, much more than American improvisers.
Okay.
So I think when you go see a show in a different language, so if we have English speaking audiences at the Spanish show, they might not understand the words, but they'll understand what they're seeing. And I think they'll appreciate it and still laugh at it. It's like, you know, when you go see a clown at a circus.
Yes.
They're not saying much, but you still laugh at what you're saying.
That's true.
Okay.
And what was your perception when Will said, hey, I'd like you to come to Sarasota? Did you know anything about Sarasota and Florida at that point?
We knew about Florida, but not about Sarasota. We Googled it immediately. That was our first thing. And yes, we were happy to come here. And
what do you think so far?
It's great. Well, we arrived yesterday at night, so we only see the town at night.
The beautiful beach
But-
right behind
There's
you.
the beach.
But it looks amazing.
Okay, well, I understand you're going to do a little improv with us. So, Will, I'm going to ask you to explain your plan.
Of course, yes. And now, as I already said, our actors are bilingual, and we were talking about our trilingual show. So I think I'm going to invite Beth to join our 2 actors right up here. Because they're going to do a scene that is going to start in English, and then it's going to flip back and forth between English and Spanish. Basically, every time I ring this bell, it'll go from English to Spanish, and vice versa.
So you asked a non-Spanish speaker
Yep.
to do a Spanish.
So what
one.
I'm going to need from Joey or Stephanie is an activity or a location that would be very physical.
Okay.
grocery shopping.
Grocery shopping. All right, we are at the grocery store.
Okay.
Okay, grocery shopping, and
do I
we'll
do?
start with English.
Okay.
Oh, they'll set it up for you. You just follow them along, and then at a certain point, it's going to switch to Spanish, and then back to English.
Okay.
All right, here we go. We're grocery shopping.
Honey, do you think this is okay for our meal tonight?
Of course, I like that.
Yeah?
That'll be good. We can put it in the basket.
Okay.
Excuse me, sir. How do you call that? A pop or a soda?
I call it Coke.
Coca-Cola.
Sí,
Perfecto.
sí, así es.
¿Y
¿Verdad,
usted
mi amor?
cómo lo llaman? ¿Coca-Cola?
Sí,
o
sí,
sí,
sí.
también.
Sí.
Estamos preparando a dinner, a very special dinner for our friends tonight.
We have our special alley para las fiestas. Es muy importante pasar por ese pasillo.
¿Tú cómo ves, mi amor? ¿Compramos de ese que está allá o compramos el especial, que son unas palomitas que dicen que son increíbles? Saben muy bien. ¿Quieres?
Importante o yes?
Very
also-
important.
you
That's a very important choice.
You also may buy this vestido para usarlo porque es una fiesta muy especial. Veo que es una fiesta
Mira, este te
especial.
quedaría bien bonito. This would look amazing.
Oh, I like amazing.
Español.
Amazing. That is so much fun. And you know what? You were right. We can't all follow along.
Yeah.
You are going to want to see these shows. Spanish, English, we've got it all.
Nice job, Obed.
This Improv Festival runs through July 15th at Florida Studio Theater, and tickets for these shows are going fast. You can find the ticket information at the Florida Studio Theater website. All right, coming up next, we're going to keep the laughs coming. A Suncoast comedian comes home, and we'll meet him straight ahead.
Here we go. We're gonna go out there in the rain. It's gonna get wet. All right, here we go. Go, okay, quick. Oh yeah, yes. So much fun. Mwah. It's so wet.
Consumer Cellular makes it easy to stay in touch with family and stay within our budget.
Now our cell phone bill is only a fraction of what it used to be.
Our average customers get everything they need for about $25 a month, and plans start at only $10 a month with no contracts.
Consumer Cellular has a great choice of phones. Check out my new one. I picked this simple phone.
I use my son's old smartphone. Kept my number, too.
Consumer Cellular has been an approved AARP provider since 2008, and members get exclusive discounts.
It's a good thing Consumer Cellular is always there, because sometimes I need a little help. Sometimes.
We're proud to have received the J.D. Power Award for highest customer service among non-contract wireless providers.
Over the years, we've seen a lot of change.
We actually use change. Luckily, there are some things we can still afford.
Like Consumer Cellular.
Stop paying too much for wireless service. Switch now, and for a limited time, get a $20 credit on any new line of service. Call 1-800-920-3084. Go online or visit a Target store today.
This is an important medical announcement. Bard IVC filters have been linked to punctured veins and problems with migration. Anyone who's received a Bard IVC filter must receive medical monitoring and may be entitled to substantial compensation. If you have the Bard Recovery G2 or G2 Express filter, you are in a class of patients who should be compensated for some expenses. Call now for a free assessment of your case and potential money damages. This call is confidential. There's no cost and you may be eligible. Juries have awarded millions of dollars to people who should have been warned about the risks of the Bard IVC filters. Call the IVC Filter Hotline if you or a loved one has received an IVC filter and experienced a vein puncture or required medical monitoring. You must call now.
Call 800-329-3089. 800-329-3089.
We love sharing great local success stories, and our next guest is the only Sarasota native to become a professional touring headline comedian. And he says he owes a lot of his success to the support of the Suncoast community. We're happy to welcome Al Ernst. Al, welcome back to Sarasota.
Well, I'm back, and I've been back for a while, actually. I mean, like my entire life. But thank you. Thanks for welcoming me back
We
for
should
what
have
I've already
called.
been to. Yeah, I know. I'm kind of the unknown guy, so that's fine. I just sneak in and out of town.
You have a lot of connections here, though. Tell us about the big brothers and big sisters.
Well, the great thing is I grew up in old school Sarasota, back when Cattleman Road was actually the furthest point on our map. I mean, honestly, we went to YMCA camp and we hit Cattleman Road. You were in the sticks.
You turned around.
That's right. That was a dirt road from there on Cattleman when you went out Fruitville.
A lot's changed.
Yeah, sure to that. And I've gotten much older. But the background, real quick, was that I became the first Big Brother, Little Brother matchup in Sarasota County when they had the Big Brothers program. He was the YMCA director at the Sarasota Y in Euclid. I grew up there. That was my after school. My mom worked nights, and that was my after school place to go. And his name was Ken Hoffman. And from there, it just grew out from there because I became a big brother. And my little brother is now here in Sarasota, and I go hang out. In fact, we just went to the World Baseball Classic in Miami, and he's 14 and just a great kid.
That's awesome. Well, we're glad you're here, and I know that you're very comfortable in a TV studio.
Well, I am because, as you mentioned earlier, they're doing diverse body types on Project Runway, and look at me. If you can make this look good, baby, you're a winner. You are a winner right there, man. So yeah, it is a lot of fun. It's fun to be here. I actually kind of got my comedy from your television station.
Oh, did you?
A lot of people make fun of us. So.
We have a couple things available.
Well, you do, but again, going way old school, there was a show on ABC7 called Welcome Back, Kotter, with Gabe Kaplan was the name of the comedian. I was a YMCA director. I followed my big brother into the YMCA director, Baton Rouge, Louisiana, and they opened a comedy club, and Gabe Kaplan was the headliner, and I saw him on TV in Sarasota, and all those. I went and watched him, and everybody looked at me and said, Al, you do this all the time. And that is what sprung my stand-up career.
So we inspired you.
You did that and professional wrestling on Sunday mornings.
Do we want to claim that?
Yes, you do. World Championship Wrestling with Gordon Sully and Dusty Rhodes, the American Dream, baby.
Wow. And so you actually went into wrestling?
I did. I moved, believe it or not, they promoted me in the YMCA, which is something that I don't understand. But I became an executive director in Atlanta, Georgia. We had some of the wrestlers that came to our Y to work out. I immediately clinged onto them, and they said, we'll have a fundraiser at the Y. We set up a ring in the middle. I became the ring announcer. I got to be, ladies and gentlemen, making his way. That was my job. But of course, I took a bump from a guy, I took a beating from a guy named Abdullah the Butcher. All right?
You can't make this stuff up.
Right. And when you get beat up by Abdullah the Butcher, who I saw on Championship Wrestling from Florida growing up, they went, Al, you can do this.
We need to have him back, and you can throw Joey.
I will.
Yes. My idea was we find Al the Butcher and maybe do a rematch, but we can do all sorts of things.
Let's do Abby's fine. He was great.
So. Well, you can catch Al Ernst at McCurdy's Comedy Theater through July 16th. And Al, I want to put you on the spot here because you said you did some wrestling announcement. Do you want to read our tag that's coming up? Right there. Coming up next?
Next, how to keep pests away with plants? What?
Oh, yeah.
What?
It's going to be amazing.
Yeah. Whatever we're doing next. I don't know what it is.
We'll be right back.
Rose takes her volunteering for Tidewell Hospice very seriously. But she knows how to have fun, too. And that's what she brings when we're invited to visit patients as part of Tidewell's pet therapy program. People love to see her. She really brightens their day. She makes people smile. And in end-of-life care, a smile can be a wonderful gift. Tidewell Hospice. It's more than you think.
Call to see if you qualify to enroll in a Medicare Advantage plan right now. At Humana, we believe great things are ahead of you when you start with healthy. And part of staying healthy means choosing the right Medicare plan. Humana can help. With Original Medicare, you're covered for hospital stays and doctor office visits when you're sick, but keep in mind you'll have to pay a deductible for each. A Medicare supplement plan can cover your deductibles and coinsurance, but you may pay higher premiums than you do with other plans, and prescription drug coverage isn't included. But with an all-in-one Humana Medicare Advantage plan, you could get all that coverage plus Part D prescription drug benefits, all for an affordable monthly plan premium and in some areas, no plan premium. It's all described in this free book and DVD. Call for yours and discover how an all-in-one Medicare Advantage plan from Humana could save you money. Call 1-800-558-8779.
I knew I could get myself out of this. I just needed some hope and some help.
I took the first step to recovery when I made the call.
If you're depressed, drinking, and using drugs, you may need help. And the Affordable Care Act guarantees coverage of substance abuse. Call the Addiction, Hope, and Helpline now for a free assessment.
I had problems just getting to sleep, drinking and using pills every night.
I feel like I'm losing control. I'm afraid I'll lose my job or even my family.
Are you losing hope? You can recover and get back on track. Call now for hope and help with proven, gentle recovery programs.
I never thought that I could be somebody who didn't drink and use drugs.
I have something to hold on to for strength. I'm in recovery, getting the help I need.
Call the Addiction, Hope, and Helpline now for a free assessment with someone who cares.
Call 1-800-764-8708. That's 1-800-764-8708.
Are you Goodwill?
Yes, because when I donate
or shop at Goodwill,
I'm creating a job.
I am Goodwill, yeah, yeah.
Watch ABC7 wherever you are. Just search ABC7 on your streaming device to keep up with the Suncoast from the comfort of your couch. Download ABC7 now to watch us on TV anytime you want. ABC7, we're here for you wherever you are.
Welcome back to Suncoast View. As I peer through the plants, we're going to check back in with pastry chef Antoine from C'est La Vie. And chef, I understand that we have several locations of C'est La Vie. Tell us where you're located.
Yeah, we have 3 locations. The first one is on Main Street, and you have a second one also in the downtown. The first one is C'est La Vie, the first C'est La Vie, and after you have Lolita, and the brand new, the other one, C'est La Vie on University.
Yes, so if you are on the northern edge of town now, a place to stop by and get some pastries, and we can't wait to come learn about macaroons with you. Thanks.
All right, it's rainy season, and that means more than our fair share of mosquitoes, especially in the evening. So how do we battle the bugs without excessive chemicals? Alex Spark from Troy's Tropics is here to teach us about plants that can repel pests. And, you know, Alex, I have a terrible time with this living on the water, and apparently I didn't know that plants can also help. I didn't have to spray all that stuff I'm spraying.
Right, there's a number of mosquito deterrent plants, and we can start by going over them, and then I'll explain the right plant, right place for the property.
Let's go with that.
All right, so first we'll start with the rosemary. Rosemary is fantastic not only for cooking, but it's a great drought-tolerant plant that's fantastic for mosquito-repellent properties.
Sounds like my kind of plant.
Yeah, exactly.
And it smells, it's amazing that the ones that smell good to us will not smell good to the mosquitoes.
Right, exactly. Yep, you're exactly right.
And it gets huge. So
they do.
So the one in front is a rosemary. So
yep.
I can put it, like, let's say at my front door where it's not getting any sun or rain.
If you put it in front of the front door or near balconies, any areas that you access in and out is critical to put these mosquito repellents for them to work.
And then you can just break off a piece and cook.
Yeah, exactly. Yep, and the next one we have right there is marigolds. Now marigolds, actually there's insecticides that are made from the extract of marigolds. Not only are they aesthetically pleasing, but again, they're somewhat drought tolerant and they have blooms on them, so they're nice, and same properties apply. You know, you want to put it in balconies near the front door. Those are great places. Mosquitoes hate the smell of marigolds.
Oh, that's a great
idea.
idea.
And they are pretty, so it isn't like, you know, they have a fashion in addition to function.
Exactly, yep. And then next we have lemon balm. And lemon balm is fantastic. Again, it's a mosquito repellent property, somewhat drought tolerant. They grow nice and full, and they'll take partial shade to full sun. So even under those eaves near the front door where not a lot of sun is, it's a perfect location for those.
Okay.
And then next we have basil. Who doesn't like basil? It's
Yes.
great for cooking. This one that we have here is actually cinnamon basil. It's fantastic for culinary dishes. And again, put it near the front door, near access points, and you will deter mosquitoes.
Sorry, a little piece broke off.
Right, no problem. Try it out.
All right.
The next one we have is lemongrass. Now you might recognize the name citronella.
Yes.
So lemongrass is actually contained, it's one and the same. Citronella is used in a number of different mosquito deterrent products, and that is lemongrass. Again, it's fantastic, has a number of mosquito repellent properties.
Okay. The last one over here I heard
The last one is lavender. Who doesn't like lavender? It has soothing properties, anti-anxiety effects, and not only that, it repels mosquitoes. It's a great plant for those purposes.
Who knew?
Yeah.
I've heard people complain about the smell of some of, like, I've heard that a citronella plant actually smells bad, but these all smell very, very good. It's a nice combo together.
You know, to each their own. I personally like the smell of all of them. People that probably stay indoors too much don't like those smells.
They're the ones that aren't getting bit by mosquitoes.
Exactly. Exactly.
So do I need to have like a lot of them to repel the mosquitoes, or can one or two work?
You really don't. And let me make this clear. A lot of the reason mosquitoes bite certain people is mainly our secretions that we have. It's different pH levels. Now, you know, they'll work fantastic in just small quantities or large quantities. It's actually the aroma that detracts the mosquitoes from being around. So.
I'm going to start rubbing these things all over my body.
I have a theory, and I don't want to call my neighbors out, but I think that some of our neighbors have standing water because we do have some of these out, but we're still having a hard time battling them. Can we double up on location
You
near our
can
neighbors?
double up. I mean, controlling mosquitoes is a constant battle, and they will even lay eggs in moist areas without standing water, and once it rains, those eggs hatch, and you have a ton of mosquitoes. But recognize the areas around the property that has standing water, like a bucket or an air conditioning unit that's holding water at the base. Even if
Or
you
the
have
river.
Or the river, yeah, right here.
What are you going to do about
That's
that?
a tough
I'm
one.
going to call the state of Florida and file a complaint.
But for the areas that have those standing waters, even bird baths and things like that, flush it out. Flush out the bromeliads, and then you'll disrupt the life cycle for those mosquitoes.
Bromeliads are a big problem in our yard because we have so many of them.
Right, and another easy way to fix that is get something called dunks. It's actually called Bacillus thuringiensis, which you'll see mosquito repellent pellets, or they're like little round circular, they're called dunks, and you just put them in the bromeliads, and then it'll kill the larvae. But the easiest way to do it is just flush them out with the hose, and it disrupts that life cycle.
And you still see the sale of things like bug zappers and all of that.
Right.
Is there any effectiveness to those?
There is. You know, I have a friend of mine from the Harvest House. He literally went around his whole yard with essential oils and sprayed everything. And, you know, it works to an extent. But again, mosquitoes are aggressive, and bug zappers work fantastic. They're attracted to those lights emitted, and then they're immediately killed, of course. So there's a number of different applications, a number of different tools you use, and they all work somewhat.
But they have to be consistent, I guess, huh?
You do have to be consistent and vigilant with mosquitoes because they're after you, so you have to go after them.
This is kind of a dumb question, but I don't really have a green thumb yet.
Right.
But with our bromeliads, does it help to put any of these plants near the bromeliads to kind of cancel them out, or does that just not work?
You could do that, most definitely. As far as effect, I probably can't speak to that. I've not really tried that, but
And
good idea.
Shade or sun?
Yeah, any of these?
Preference of these
Partial
plants?
shade to full sun. So all of these will be great in a partially shaded area, you know, especially like near doorways where the sun is only there part of the way.
Well, you guys know how I am with plants, but I'm going to try all of it.
Well, actually,
I am over it.
You had your cherry tree, and it's in bloom, and it's fruiting now. So I went over to Bo Beth's, I planted the tree, I got an update this morning, and it's doing fantastic.
Yes.
That's because you took care of it. You understand that, right?
We want to see pictures.
Yeah, definitely. Bring in pictures next time.
All right, well, you can find out about these and many other plants online at Troy's Tropics website, or you can visit them at their location off Proctor. And next, thank you, Alex, and next, we get a new preview of a Hollywood project that's being filmed right here with Rimling. We'll be right back.
ABC 7 News at 7, weeknights.
So many possibilities worth exploring. Minnesota flooring.
And for a
limited time, Minnesota Flooring is offering you unbelievable pricing on tile and laminate. Porcelain tile only $1.59, ceramic tile 99 cents, and 16 by 16 tile $1.19. Laminate flooring is only 99 cents, but these prices won't last. Don't miss out on these great deals. Hurry into Minnesota Flooring today.
From our studios on Florida's Suncoast, this is an ABC 7 News Update.
Hello, I'm Scott Dennis. Here's what's coming up at 5 o'clock. A second reward now offered in a homicide investigation in Manatee County. What investigators know about the man killed at a home over the weekend. Plus, a big financial boost for our local arts community, how much money our theaters and dance groups and others will get. Now let's get a check on the weather with Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan. Bob.
Thanks, Scott. A nice afternoon right now. Not many storms around. 90 degrees. We have sunshine, some high clouds still around in the dew point. It's 73, winds out of the east-southeast. So the winds have been a little bit brisk out of the east-southeast, never allowing that sea breeze to get going. So there wasn't a lot of convergence. On top of that, we had a lot of cloud cover today across parts of central Florida, which limited the heating there. And that means not as much energy for these showers and storms to develop. But there are a few out there still moving pretty quickly to the west. So it's not over yet. We'll keep you up to date on the latest of our forecast coming up at 5.
ABC 7, your official Florida lottery station for the Suncoast.
Here's something we bet you didn't know. Nearly half of all cancers can be prevented. That's right, half. Nearly 50%, mostly by making small everyday changes in your diet and controlling your weight, walking more, eating less, and eating foods that help you and your family to seriously reduce the risk of cancer. And of course, by not smoking. Visit the Cancer Prevention Together We Can website and get a free 30-day planner filled with tips, recipes, stats, and more about protecting your family. Go to prevent50.org.
Attention, Americans eligible for Medicare. Are you getting all the benefits you're entitled to? Did you know there may be money available to lower your medical prescription costs? Call Health Markets and we'll tell you if you qualify.
Hi, I'm Dr. Martin Jeetsi. It's a new Medicare year. That means more changes and more confusion. The key question is, what can you do now to ensure you get the care you need in the coming year?
Call Health Markets today. You may qualify to save money on prescriptions. We'll help you find plans that may cost less, cover more, and could even lower your prescription costs to increase your savings. We help you find all the benefits you're entitled to, and we do it at no cost.
Make sure you have what you need to get the care that's right for you.
Find out if you qualify to receive extra help with your prescriptions. Call the number on the screen now. Representatives are standing by.
And welcome back. Sarasota is headed to the big screen with a big-name Hollywood director. Kevin Smith is filming his newest movie. Kilroy was here, right here on the Suncoast, and Ringling College students have a lot to do with. Now, Tony Stopron is here from Ringling College to tell us all about the details about this movie. So, Kevin, when you talk about Kevin Smith deciding to film his movie in Sarasota, how big of a deal was this?
Well, personally, for me, it was about the biggest deal that could happen. And for the college and for the community, Kevin Smith is a filmmaking icon. In the early 1990s, the independent film movement happened. You had the 80s blockbusters, and then these voices like Richard Linklater and Kevin Smith come in and start making films at Sundance and reshape the narrative of filmmaking through independent film. So Kevin Smith being a leader in the independent filmmaking community coming here to work with our students and make a film in our community is monumental.
Can you throw out just a couple film titles maybe for some of our viewers? Because we know that your children will be familiar with him.
Yeah, he brought Clerks, which won Sundance, a film about clerks working in the gas station that he made for...
That was hilarious.
Yeah, for $37,000, which was unheard of at the time. Now you can make movies on your iPhone.
Yeah.
And Jay and Silent Bob, Mallrats, Chasing Amy, Red State,
oh, wow.
Those are all,
These are all the big blockbusters, but Clerks is what launched his career and made him a household name. Wow.
And how is Ringling students helping with the film?
Ringling students made this film, and I say that they were in every single department. We had 26 students, alums, working in producing unit, first assistant directing, camera, sound, wardrobe, art department. So we had professional company Digital Caviar fleshed out some of our equipment needs and key roles But Ringling College students and alums, they made this with Kevin Smith.
I do have to say, since I've moved here, I've worked on a handful of Ringling College student films. They've impressed me. I mean, they are really professional. They know what they're doing. So to hear that they've worked on the film, I'm not surprised.
Yeah, all that, it's a testament to Brad Battersby, the head of our filmmaking department, and recently was named Variety's Mentor of the Year of all film department teachers.
How valuable to work, while still in school, to be able to work with some of these amazing names on these films. They're going to leave with a reel that is, rivals some people that are out of college.
Yeah, that's Larry Thompson vision. Larry Thompson, president of Ringling College, has this collaboratory commitment, word he made up, but it's that real-world experience while you happen to still be a student across all majors. And the Studio Lab is that division for specifically film and film-related majors to get that real-world project. So they graduate leaving not with student film credits,
but real credits.
But real credits that have industry value.
All right, well, let's talk a little bit about the movie. Kilroy was here. Tell us about it. What's the storyline?
Well, if I could give you the storyline, I would. What I could tell you is Kilroy. Maybe you remember drawing that.
I do. I
when you were
about
a kid.
That. Yeah, you used to write it everywhere.
A couple fingers and a face with a big schnoz hanging over the end of a wall. Became part of American culture post World War II, and a horror film is built around that character.
Oh.
And so it's part of an anthology, and without giving too much detail, that ends me up in civil court. That's where I can dive in.
And it was shot at locations here. Can you tell us some of the places we may see in the movie?
You'll recognize Benderson Park. We filmed many a night there. It was primarily nighttime shooting. It's a horror film. Most of us take place at night. Benderson Park was tremendous. They shut down a road for us, opened their facilities. We shot there 2 nights. We were out on Longboat Key, thanks to Catherine Harris, and let us film in her house, and Harry Lipstein, another home out there on Longboat, that opened their doors. And that's a great thing that even Kevin will talk about, is this community is so gracious, especially for the opportunities that students are getting, but we're an arts community. And recognizing that film as an art form has value beyond just the commercial value that it does at the box office. So
well, and this is so important, because we talked actually about this yesterday, how the film industry in Florida has suffered so much, but that Sarasota is the exception, that we are bringing these people in, Ringling to credit.
Yeah, I'd say it's a concerted effort on Ringling's part and Sarasota's part with the opening of the new sound stages, what David Shapiro and Semcor Productions are doing to drive awareness of what we have here and build an infrastructure here. The state of Florida, we've seen a lot of our jobs head north to Georgia. That's our friend of the north, but it's also taking all the jobs.
We're going to try to get it back, but what can we see this movie really quickly?
Well, I would say that what we shot is a piece of it. We shot a proof of concept that was so well done that it triggered the desire to build a feature film upon that. So we're Kevin's writing right now in LA, cranking out the rest of the feature film based around what this proof of concept inspired him to make. And
so he'll be back.
That's exciting.
He will be back.
He'll be back.
All right, well, thank you, and keep good things going on there over at Ringling College. And next, we're one step closer to be eating some macaroons. We'll be right back.
Outdoor living is one of the greatest perks about living in Florida. So whether this is your style, or this, or maybe this, contact Superior Pools. They've been building pools from Sarasota to Naples since 2001, and they would love to build yours.
Credit card debt can ruin your life. If you owe $10,000 and minimum payments are siphoning away your paycheck each month, you can get debt-free in less time than you think.
I've paid $800 a month for the past 3 years and haven't changed the balance on my credit card.
Get debt-free now has a program to reduce your debt, stop the harassing phone calls, avoid financial ruin, and settle for less than you owe.
I feel like a huge weight has been lifted off my shoulders.
You're pre-approved for our special hardship program if you owe $10,000 or more. Upon payment of your new lower balance, your debt will finally shrink until you are debt-free.
My family no longer has 30 years of payments ahead of us at 20% interest.
There's no fees until you see results. So call now, make one monthly program payment, and free up your cash. Resolve your debt.
Call 800-628-1251. 800-628-1251.
I'm Cindy Lou. I'm Susie. I'm Missy. And I'm Betty Jean. And we're the Marvelous Wonderettes. Mr. Sandman.
Experience the best girl group songs from the 50s and 60s live on stage at the Players Center July 12th through the 23rd. Call 941-365-2494 or visit us at theplayers.org. You'll fall in love with the marvelous Wonderettes.
I'm so alone.
Ever since I can remember, I've been intrigued by industrial design and the optimization.
Wait, that's passion? Ever since I can remember, my passion has been industrial design. We need 3D printers for Miss Adams' engineering program so that we are ready to solve 21st century challenges.
Impressive. Think It Up is a new initiative to support student-powered, teacher-led learning projects. Students and teachers, how can you spark great learning experiences in your classroom today? Think It Up.
My name is Haley. I have Fragile X syndrome. I work with Chartwells at Einstein's and FAU. I like being up front and interacting with students. The students are very nice and very hungry. Having a job is a big ticket for independence.
Hi, this is Dan Marino. When your business recruits people with disabilities, everybody wins. To find out how, go to disabilitieswork.employflorida.com.
Outdoor living is one of the greatest perks about living in Florida. So whether this is your style, or this, or maybe this, contact Superior Pools. They've been building pools from Sarasota to Naples since 2001, and they would love to build yours.
Okay, so we all know the drill at an ATM, right? You put your card in, the money comes out. Magic. So what would you think, instead of cash, if a note comes out? A note that says, please help me. That is what happened when a worker got locked in the room connected to this bank's ATM. His phone was in the car. The only thing he could figure to do was pass a note out the slot to people who were coming to get money. But here's the problem. The first couple of people were like, okay, that is a joke. But finally, somebody took it seriously and called police. They then broke through the locked door that got the guy stuck anyway. I had to start processing the fact that ATMs are in like rooms, right? I mean, how interesting is that? But the guy was like, please help me, please help me. That would freak me out. I would immediately run away.
I would look for a hidden camera. Yeah.
I feel like that is like something that's gonna happen.
All right, well, we are not joking about this. We are headed to see C'est la vie and macaroons in the kitchen.
The official Suncoast Storm team at ABC 7. We're here for you.
This is your brain. This is drugs. This is your brain on drugs. Any questions?
Yeah, I have questions.
Prescription drugs aren't as bad as street drugs, right?
Weed's legal, isn't it?
Drinking is worse than smoking weed.
Isn't it? Why
is heroin so addictive?
Molly just makes you feel happy.
I have questions.
Mom?
Dad, did you ever try drugs?
They're going to ask. Be ready. Go to drugfree.org. A message from Partnership for Drug-Free Kids.
From our studios on Florida Suncoast, this is an ABC 7 News Update.
Hello, I'm Haley Bilkis. Here's what we're working on for 5 o'clock. The ever-expanding Takata airbag recall. How many makes and models are now on the list to get repairs at 5? Now, let's head over to Bob and get a check on our forecast.
Thanks, Haley. Well, not as many storms around today. That's due to the fact that we didn't have the sea breeze and obviously a little bit more cloud cover, not heating things up as much over the central part of the state, so not as much energy there. Still a few showers developing, but most of the weather that we had earlier, and it wasn't much, pushing off toward the west and the Gulf, and other showers are scattered about, so we'll keep a slight chance for a few showers in the mix through this evening. Again, not too concentrated, and it looks like the cloud cover that was around earlier today really kind of shut things down. And then we do see some storms building to the north of us and to the south with this tropical wave as it moves off into the Gulf. Things are going to be changing just a little bit. We'll have the details on all that coming up at 5. See you then.
Check out mysuncoast.com/dining, your guide to the foodie lifestyle.
Are you a soccer mom or dad? Regardless of their age or experience level, when your kids play soccer or any other sport, there's one person on the sideline who is key to help recognize and seek medical care for sports-related concussion. It's you. You need to know the signs and symptoms of concussion, and you need to act if you think your child has been injured. Remember, when in doubt, sit them out. To learn more, go to cdc.gov/concussion. 1001, 1002, 1003, 1004.
Florida's coral reefs are declining. Bad news for our oceans and marine life. Fortunately, you can help, and you don't have to dive, you just have to drive. When you purchase Moat's Protect Our Reefs license plate, $25 goes directly to Moat Marine Laboratory, whose research, restoration, and conservation programs are helping this precious natural resource thrive once again. So get your Moat Protect Our Reefs license plate today. You just might hold the key to saving Florida's reefs.
Hurricane season is here, and so is the official Suncoast Hurricane Guide from ABC 7. This essential resource arms you with vital information you need to protect your family and property when severe weather threatens the Suncoast, including how to create your readiness plan and survival kit, shelter locations, what to do with pets, and important phone numbers. Visit mysuncoast.com and download the official Suncoast Hurricane Guide from ABC 7. Brought to you by Batteries Plus, the Florida Lottery, and Sarasota Glass and Mirror.
All hands on deck. What's up? I want to point out 3 tips for using the home computer more safely. Point away.
First, stop. Make sure your software is up to date and that you've password protected your computer's login and Wi-Fi connection.
Next, think before visiting a site, opening attachments, or clicking on links.
Then connect, knowing you're helping make the web safer for you
and for everyone. Make Stop, Think, Connect part of your daily online routine.
Coming up Friday at 4 on Suncoast View, Sarasota Circus shines in the national spotlight. We'll see and hear all about the circus performing at the Smithsonian Festival in D.C. A musical group from the Sarasota Improv Festival will have surprises for us. Plus, we celebrate National Ice Cream Day, and Louise Modern is in the kitchen.
Welcome back. We're with pastry chef Antoine from C'est La Vie. Yeah. So what are we doing today?
We're gonna do some pistachio macaron.
Okay.
All right.
All right. So how do we start?
We're gonna start with the ganache.
Okay.
The filling we put inside the macaron.
Okay.
Let's start with the cream.
Okay.
Of course.
And you can add the butter and the pistachio too.
Okay, so this is a pistachio?
Exactly.
I don't know that I've ever seen.
I don't think I have either.
I thought it was a lime.
Right. Okay.
That's a really good one.
I see.
Oh.
Because you can have like a bad one is like really liquid, you know.
Oh, yeah.
And the
okay.
pistachio, the red one is really.
You want it solid.
Yeah.
Okay, so now should I just kind of let this melt down?
Yeah.
Okay.
And we're gonna start for the French meringue.
All right, so I pour
Yeah,
in.
you put the
And
white
that's
eggs.
egg white?
Yeah.
All right. Close it, you said?
Yeah. And let's go.
And slow.
No.
No, whip it up.
Again. Perfect.
Oh, yeah.
So in same time, I'm gonna make the macaronade here.
All right.
You can take the white eggs, yeah, and you can put everything inside. You have some almond flour.
Oh wow.
Some confectioner sugar.
Okay.
And one can you see you can have green color.
How did it turn green?
It's because I put some green color inside before.
Okay.
No, not with that one.
No, that one.
With that one.
This one. Okay.
Yeah, that's okay.
All
no
right.
problem.
And this will.
Yeah, it's gonna be
Don't
hard.
be afraid, just
Yeah,
go
don't-
ahead.
All right.
Outside.
Thank you, Bobeth.
And now I do nothing. You do
Yes, I
everything.
can.
That's amazing.
You and I
All
can
right.
pour wine.
You told me to pour the sugar in now?
No, you
Not
can.
now?
You can. Yeah.
He said no.
Perfect.
All right, so how long does this usually take?
Like in the oven, like you put in the oven like 25 minutes. At in Fahrenheit, it's 283
Oh, wow.
Fahrenheit.
Wow. Good?
Yeah, you can add the sugar slowly. No, it's okay. Again.
I must confess I feel very guilty because I'm not doing
Sorry.
anything.
You know what you can do?
No,
you can
I'm
do
good
some,
with the bread.
You can do some small plates, and you can try what you want.
Oh, you know what? I think that's the nicest thing I've heard all day.
Let me help you.
This smells so good.
You can stop the meringue.
Is it harder to have 3 sous chefs than just
No, that's okay.
He just gave up on Will.
Yep.
Well, you got fired from cooking.
All right.
Of course, so in the magic of TV, after you put all this stuff together, you put something in our oven for us.
Yeah,
So tell us how, how do you get from that spot to what's in the
Yeah, okay. So you have the macaronade here, and we're gonna take the French meringue. Perfect.
Oh, wow.
Like this.
Oh, that's
yeah,
good
it's
job.
okay.
That's because I'm an expert.
C'est magnifique.
Hey, you speak French.
I know, I'm learning more as the show goes on.
Sorry.
Magnifique. Oh, that's how I use
Yeah,
that.
okay. And do you know how you check the French meringue?
No.
You see if it stands up tall?
Yeah, and you put just here. That's perfect.
Well, I'm glad you got that.
Because that would not have been good.
That was very nice.
So perfect. You have the macaronade and the French meringue, and you put both together.
All right, and Magic of TV, you got one in the oven? You want to pull it out?
After.
Oh.
Oh, yes.
Wait.
No macaron before it's time. I'm going to start serving some while you're finishing up. I'll pass a few down.
All right. Well, we are making macaroons with C'est La Vie. Oh, it's an amazing French bakery with pastry chef Antoine. You can get tarts, croissants, just you name it. It is their sweet goodness, and now a location in University Park as well as downtown Sarasota. So you'll definitely want to stop by. And I am impressed that we have been able to hold it together as long as we have without digging in.
Wow.
So, Will, thanks for joining us, and Joey,
Thank you.
it is time to eat. Enjoy the Suncoast view.